About a person, like he wants a kind of rest, he wants to recover from his problem, and he goes to a house, and the young girl of the house starts telling him stories, like about the owner of the house, about the lady of the house, and this is how she behaves, and she's really, what you can say, worried, or she has really been affected by this loss in her family, that the men of their family, three of them, they went out hunting, they never came back, right? A dog was with them, and they never came back, and so that is why this window is always open, because she sits here and she waits for the people to return. Okay, but in reality, what was it? It was a real story, and the man has come over there, and when he talks to the lady, she repeats the same things, and he's very surprised to see that the window is open, and to his horror and to his surprise, what does he actually see? He sees those people coming, walking across, and there's a dog, and they've come back hunting, and she's kept the window open because she doesn't want them to come through the door and spoil her carpet, so they can enter from the window, right? And this person is, so scared that this was happened so many years ago, and she's still waiting, right? So yes, so here it is. So it is one of a story which has a very surprise and mysterious ending. As we read, I just told you the story in the beginning only. I've given up the climax, okay? Right? When you're going to read this, the beginning is a little difficult to understand. So please pay attention, look at your books, and now be very attentive. So sometimes, yes, we love creating, that atmosphere where we can create, like a horror kind of an atmosphere, a mysterious atmosphere. Someone comes to your home, you play a prank, as you might say. You've written in your diary entry also, you wrote there what kind of pranks you might play. Some pranks, yes, they're harmless. Some might result in you getting hurt. How? You might get a violent reaction. How did you do this? Why did you do this? Isn't it? Right? Yes, Karan? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to read this story about the open window. And of course, the story has a mystery in it. It can be a little horror when we talk about someone who's died 3 years ago and that person is still waiting, right, for that person to come, and the window is left open. So let's look at this story here. Frampton Nuttall has bad nerves. Yes, Shri? Come. And yes, so nerves means a very nervous person having some health issues, mental health issues, right? Now it's very common to talk about stress and anxiety. So Frampton Nuttall has bad nerves. He retires to the country for cure and calls on a family friend. What's the country here? The countryside, the village side, where everything is very calm and quiet, away from the city. Ranveer, you can move forward and share the book. Is it a book on each desk? Yes. Prabhu, you have the book or not? Over there? Karan, look at the book. And this book is in your house? In your near house? Yes, okay. The lady being busy upstairs, her young niece refers to a family mishap with focus on the open window. What is a mishap? A tragedy, an accident, a mishappening, right? So here, before he could meet the lady of the house, who's the lady of the house, the owner of the house? There's a young girl, someone like you, very naughty, very good at telling stories, and she's already created a fake story and scared away the person, right? And it's not going to be one story, but two stories this girl is going to tell. I've told you one, right? Let's see what the other one is going to be. My aunt will be down presently, Mr. Nuttall, said a very self-possessed young lady of 15. Very confident young lady. In the meantime, you must try and put up with me, bear me. tolerate me. Okay. Frampton Nuttall endeavored to say something which should duly flatter the needs of the moment without unduly discount the art that was to come. So he's thinking of something nice to say. That how should I flatter this young lady? What is flatter? Flatter is false praise, right? So what should I say to this little girl that later on when her aunt comes, right? So she might not be hurt or the lady might not be upset. So what do you say to a teenager? Okay. Privately, he doubted. Sit down. That's it. Both of you. Get up. Move to that bench. No, you can leave your bag here. Go there. Privately, he doubted more than ever whether these formal visits of a succession of total strangers would do much towards helping the nerve cure which he was supposed to be undergoing. What's a nerve cure? Nerves, your brain, your mind, right? What kind of problems do we have related to our mind? Depression, we're stressed out, anxiety, isn't it? Right? And yes, why do you think he's come to the countryside, far away from the city, far away from the hustle bustle, where he can relax? And generally, we think that people in the countryside are what kind of people? Clever or simple? Clever. Clever. Better?
Very clever.
Very clever. But he's gone there thinking that it's going to be a nice, calm place, and the people would be there quite honest, helping, friendly. Okay, and he'll feel much better. So is he going to feel better or worse? We'll find out. So what is happening here in the story? That Mr. Nuttall, he's gone to the countryside. He wants to feel better. He wants to relax. Who is he talking to? The young girl, right? A young girl of 15. Okay. And he's waiting for the owner of the house to come so he could talk to her. But before that, he has to deal with this little girl, little lady. I know how it will be. His sister had said when he was preparing to migrate to this rural retreat. Which rural retreat are we talking about here? What's a rural area? Village. What's an urban area? City. What's a retreat? Retreat. Place where you relax. Like nowadays you have resorts and all, isn't it? And yes, people, if they have a home in the countryside, they have their farmhouses and things where they go to relax. Okay, so he's come to this rural retreat. Here, this home. Someone is talking a lot. I'm telling you, this first page you will never understand. Then you'll never understand the story. Look at your book. You will bury yourself down there and not speak to a living soul. And your nerves will be worse than ever from moping. I shall just give you letters of introduction to all the people I know there. Some of them, as far as I can remember, were quite nice. So when this man was coming, his sister had told him that, see, fine, you're going to that area, you're going to the countryside, you want to feel better, but I feel you will end up feeling even worse. See, when we are stressed, when we are depressed, when we are very, worried and anxious, it always feels better when we talk to others. Yes? So sometimes when you're alone and you feel even more sad, and you feel if I'm with my friends and if I talk, I smile, I laugh, and I feel much better, isn't it? But he's going alone, he's going to be in the countryside, he's going to be away from his family, and his sister is worried that you will end up feeling what? Worse. Moping means feeling sorry for yourself, crying, feeling very bad, okay? That way. So she's saying, yes, I'll give you letters telling, these people that this is my brother and you must, be kind and you should cooperate with him. But she's not very happy about the kind of treatment he is opting for. Okay. Yes. Frampton wondered whether Mrs. Sappleton, to whom he was presenting one of the letters of introduction, came into the nice division. What does this line mean? Please tell me. Prabnu, stand up. Explain this line to me. Where are we reading? Where are we reading? Where? I know it's the first line. Can you explain that line to me? Who is Mrs. Sappleton? Who is Mrs. Sappleton? Anyone? Yes, owner of the house, right? And why has Mr. Nuttall gone to meet her? You know the story? She's a good storyteller. Then he wants to go to a nice calm place where he can relax. So that's why he's gone to meet her, right? That can I stay in your house, right? Okay. And of course, here, what does his sister tell him? That yeah, there are some people who are nice. And he's wondering that is she a nice lady? Does she fall into that nice category? Do you know many of the people around here are Sunnis? When she judged, they had suffered that they had had sufficient silent communion. Now she's asking the young lady that, do you know anybody around here? Do you think he knows people around here? No. Sufficient silent communion. We've read this word before also, communion with God, where? Mountains. Yes. So here also, like that they've had enough peace and silence. So it's time to talk. Hardly a soul, said Frampton. Soul refers to people. Okay, people, right? I don't know anybody over here, he says. Hardly anyone. My sister was staying here some 4 years ago, and she gave me letters of introduction to some of the people here. So my sister was here, and she has given me letters of introduction, right? So what do you think the letter of introduction is? Yes, so like she's given in writing that this is my brother, and yeah, and he's come for this purpose, and the purpose that way. And she gave me letters of introduction to some of the people here. He made the last statement in a tone of distinct regret. What is regret? Pachtawa. Usko lag raha hai, is he thinking I've done the right thing or the wrong thing? Wrong thing. Very nice. Then you know practically nothing about my aunt. Pursued the self-possessed young lady. Why is again self-possessed? Very confident, full of stories, right? Yeah. So very self-possessed young lady. And he says, you don't know about my aunt. Only her name and address, admitted the caller. He was wondering whether Mrs. Sappleton was in the married or widowed state. He didn't even know like what kind of a lady she was or what was the marital status. An undefinable something about the room seemed to suggest masculine habitation. Oh my God, big words. Masculine, manly. Habitation, living with them. Right? So sometimes, you know, like of course you have your room, right? And maybe your brother having a separate room. The things in your room will be in the girls' room will be very different than the things to be found in the boys' room. Right? Start with the little things only. You can start maybe a cream or your deodorant or the powder that you use, the color of the bed sheet and things like that. Very different. You easily guess this is the boys' room, this is the girls' room. So what does he made out looking at that room? That room here is occupied or it is frequently used by men, isn't it, right? So that way, he assumes that this lady is married, okay? So there's a man here in the house. A great tragedy happened just 3 years ago, said the child. That would be since your sister's time. So 3 years ago, your sister was here 4 years ago. So she's not aware of what happened 3 years ago. Okay. Her tragedy? Asked Frampton. Somehow, in this restful country, spot tragedies seemed out of place. This country seems peaceful. It seemed tragedies could happen here and everybody could be peaceful and happy only. Tragedy could be what? death, a misfortune, an accident, anything. Her tragedy? You may wonder why we keep that window wide open on an October afternoon. Now comes the story. Said Denise, indicating a large French window that opened onto a lawn. So why we keep that window? October here, right? So you're talking about the countryside, you talk about England or America or wherever the story is set, right? Most probably, right? And October afternoon, it will be a little cold over there. And keeping that window open, right? Who does that? The whole room will be very cold. Okay, and what are French windows? French windows are actually what? Doors. They're very big, you know, like, yeah, they're like doors only, they open, not your normal windows there. Okay. It is quite warm for the time of the year, said Frampton, but has the window got anything to do with the tragedy? Yes, it is October, but it is a little warm, right? So sometimes, yeah, even like in the month of December, when you expect it to be cold, it is a little warm. Okay, so here October, quite warm, so it's okay if the window is open. Out through that window, 3 years ago to a day, that is exactly 3 years today, her husband and her 2 young brothers went off for the day's shooting. So people in the countryside, there's a lot of, you know, like, yes, wilderness around, you know, trees and all wild animals also, they've gone there shooting. Animals or birds, whatever, right? Not people. They never came back. So they went one day for shooting and they never came back. That's a tragedy. In crossing the moor to their favorite shooting ground, they were all three engulfed in a treacherous piece of bog. So when they cross, you know, the fields or the grassland, what is a bog? Bog is a kind of a wetland. And sometimes, you have areas which become so wet and moist that things which fall in, it's very difficult for that person to come out. That's a bog, very marshy, very wet area. Okay, some bogs are very dangerous, some might not be. Okay, treacherous, dangerous. Engulfed means usko cover kar lena, taken inside. So what did that bog do? It bog was very marshy. That bog was very wet. What happened to the three men when they were crossing they crossed the grassy land, the moor, then they went to the, or you know, like accidentally they fell or they got stuck and they never came back. It had been that dreadful wet summer. That summer was very wet. There was a lot of rain, and that's why the marsh was very wet. Okay, and so people could easily drown in it. You know, and places that were safe in other years gave way suddenly without warning. The bodies were never recovered. That was a dreadful part. So otherwise, yes, when you are there living in a place for so long, boys there, Ragveer is still looking when we're reading? Yeah. Is it disturbing you? No? Okay, fine. So now, you know, like when you live in an area, you are quite familiar with the roads, with the places, right? There's a ground there, you know that, okay, that during the rainy season, this area is a little low lying and there might be water over there, right? But here in exceptional rainfall, what happens? Some areas, they become a little dangerous. They become a little too dangerous to cross or play over there or to walk over there. So what did she say? That summer was very wet. That means there was more rainfall than expected. What happened to the bog? It became even wetter. It became even more dangerous. So sometimes, yes, you could maybe walk around that bog, you could go across it, or you could go nearby it. And that year, what happened? Areas which you thought were safe, they were not safe. And what happened? The three men, they were engulfed. They were like taken inside. They never came out. And the tragedy of the story was the bodies were also never found. right? So that is why that was a dreadful part of it. Here, the child's voice lost its self-possessed note and became falteringly human. So she was very confident and telling the story, right? Now she's a little very what human, showing emotion, showing that sadness. You see the bodies whenever. Poor aunt always think that they will come back someday. They and the little brown spaniel that was lost with them. Tragedy, not only the three men, but the little dog that accompanied them also did not come back. Okay? And walk in at that window just as they used to do. So, right, so every day aunt thinks that one day they're just going to come inside. They went, they never came back. So she keeps the window open, and one day she hopes that those men and the dog will come back. Okay. That is why the window is kept open every evening till it is quite dusk. What is dusk? The beginning of the darkness, right? So when it is not completely bright or completely dark. For dear aunt, she has often told me how they went out. Someone is talking. Her husband with his white waterproof coat over his arm, and Ronnie, her youngest brother, singing Bertie, why do you bound, as he always did to tease her, because she said it got on her nerves. Do you know, sometimes on still, quiet evenings like this, I almost get a creepy feeling that they will all walk in through that window. Such a beautiful storyteller. Yes. So she's created that whole atmosphere. She's created all that setting of the story. And she's even told that what we're going to do when they come back. Right? And yes, her husband will be carrying a waterproof coat. And the younger brother will be singing a song just to annoy her. Get on her nerves to annoy her because she gets irritated with that song. And yes, most of the time she keeps the window open, expecting the men to return. Okay, so this is why the window is always open. Okay, yes. So I think the time is also about to be over. Yes, so we will stop here. Any doubts, anybody? No? It's clear? All the words are clear? Really?